Have you ever lost your mind? Have you ever lost your mind? Have you ever lost your mind?
Welcome to the Red Devil Talk match reaction. Same old, same old. This man needs to go, man. This man, Solskjaer, needs to go, I think. How is this guy still here? How's this guy still here? It's a shambles, guys. Like, honestly, we're at the point where now it's just the shambles. It's just the shambles. And, you know, when you look at the game as entirely, like, it's the same thing as the Liverpool game. Like, we just looked outclassed out there. We looked totally outclassed. Well, it's not something that wasn't obvious, obviously, to begin with, but we already knew what was coming. So, you know, the board knows what it needs to do. Like I always say in every match reaction video, the board knows what it needs to be doing. This guy needs to go. You understand? And I feel like now it's come to a point where these owners and this board always wait for something drastic to make slight changes. You know, it took a protest. It took a huge protest stopping the Liverpool game last season, towards the end of last season, for them to go out in the market and buy proper players, forgetting that we actually have a crap manager as well. This guy, Solskjaer, I don't know how he's still here. Barcelona sacked Koeman for losing the El Clasico. Just by losing the El Clasico, they sacked Koeman. We lost 5-0 to Liverpool. This man is still here. We lost 2-0 to Man City today. And relatively as easy as Liverpool got their 5-0, Man City should have got 8. If it wasn't for David De Gea's saves, Man City should have gotten like about 8 goals. But this man somehow is still here. And we've got clowns in the stadium singing his name. These fans who are in the mud, that don't even know what it means to support a big club. Like, they just losers. Like, people, how can you appreciate a loser? Only a loser can appreciate a loser. So fans who are out there clapping and saying they still want this guy here, they're losers. They have a loser's mentality and they don't even know what it means to support Manchester United. You may be from Manchester, but you don't know what you're supporting. You guys are confused. You don't know what you want. You're confused out here. So, man, I think we're done out here, man. It's simple as that. This man went into the game with that formation. I mean, this guy is playing 5 or 6 defenders against Man City. He's approaching at home. He's approaching a game with 5 defenders at home. And he still loses. Like, these guys created chance after chance. They should have had like 7 or 8 goals today. You understand? How do you approach a game like that? How do you approach a game with defensively? And you know, with City, when you play City, you have to have people who press. You need to have runners. You need to have people who can counter-attack, because a Pep's team is weak when it comes to counter-attacking teams that press them from the back, because you know with Pep's team, they have to play from the back. So you always have to have players who can press the ball from the front. And it seems like this guy, what he was doing before in other games where he outclassed Pep, supposedly, he forgot everything that he did in those other games. You know what I'm saying? So what do we have here? Like, we've got a team here, guys. Like, this season, I said, like I always say, is very much salvageable. It can be saved. You understand? Now we need to like think about, we must get rid of the manager. I'm telling you now, if they don't sack this guy now, like, come on, protests need to come out. Because I mean, even if your guy who's claiming you're top red, you support Manchester United no matter what, hey, you're an Ole inner and you love Solskjaer. I love Solskjaer as a player, but as a manager, I've never actually loved Solskjaer. Because you guys need to learn to separate the two. This guy is a manager now. He's not a player. You cannot have a player sentimentality to a person who's a manager now. Come on. You can't. Those are two separate entities altogether, guys. We have to judge you according to the job that you're doing right now, not what you did in the past, because that matters nothing if you can't do your job right now. What you did in the past cannot warrant you what you're doing now, because anyways, it's two separate jobs. He's not coming back as a player, even though I wouldn't want him back as a player right now. But obviously, during his time when he was a player, he's someone you could get off your bench and depend on him. But come on, it's that simple. The team, yet again, McBloody Fred, McDeluxe, guys, starting again. This guy, it's like we say one thing, it comes out the other ear. Like he listens to it and then comes out the other ear. That sums up Solskjaer, I think, just as a character, because he's arrogant, even though he doesn't listen. A person who's arrogant is a person that just does not listen. I don't know why is he arrogant, because he hasn't achieved anything in football for him to be as arrogant as he is. At the time where he needs to be listen to advice and, instructions. I bet he doesn't even listen to his coach. Well, his coaching team is clueless anyways. So they're probably all nodding. Everything that they say, they nod to each other. They're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we do this. Yeah, we're right. Nobody is there in that coaching team that says, you know what, this is not working. That is not working. Guys, let's change this. It's not working. Because you cannot tell me that they sit in there and they actually believe the rubbish that they put out there. They actually believe that this formation and these players that he constantly chooses over and over and over again are right for what he's doing. Because results don't say that. Just because you fluked second position last season, so you somehow think that this is working, because other teams last season were recovering from COVID. You understand? They were recovering from COVID. They had problems. They had injury problems. You understand? So it's a lot of factors, if you put everything into context, that affected top teams' performances last season. This man somehow thought that, oh, it worked last season. Oh, let me try this now. It's going to work again, because that's how his mind functions. This is why I was this guy out from the beginning, because I could see that he was making repetitive mistakes every single time. Like, you cannot sit there and say, oh, I can see what this guy was trying to do. You couldn't, because you are lying to yourself. Why are you now coming out now? Why are you fans coming out now and say, oh, he must go? Oh, I see, there's no future. And then I come back to you and I was like, dude, didn't I tell you the exact same thing in the first 2 or 3 months that this guy needed to go? Because let me tell you something. If you look, when you watch football, you look at it objectively. The reason why a lot of people still are clueless in terms of football and can't see things as early as possible, or can't see warning signs as early as possible, is because they don't look at football objectively. Oh, Solskjaer play for us. Oh, let's just ignore everything that we see that is blatantly obvious. You get what I'm saying? This guy needs to go. This board, I don't know what we need to do, but I think I heard that there might be a few fans who are calling for protest. Because I'm telling you now, if you guys even the slightest care about this club, the slightest care, and you have the slightest care in this club and its future, you protesting, because these standards cannot be tolerated here. You cannot be the most profitable football organization, as Manchester United are, and run the club like a joke. These are amateurs. They put amateurs in charge. They would not put these amateurs, they would not put amateurs in charge of all their other corporations. Why? Why are they doing this? This is why I have a problem with these business owners who know nothing about football, come into football and buy it and ruin it for the rest of us. It's not, guys, it's not even about that we lost. It's the manner on how we lose games. It's the manner on how we even win games that pisses me off completely. Solskjaer needs to go. I think once he goes, it's going to be easier to now protest against the owners, because the next manager that comes in now, and this is why they don't want a manager coming in now. Don't feed off their propaganda that, you know, no, they sticking to their word. They want to give him time. No, they want to keep him here as long as they can, because they want him to mask their deficiencies. They want him to mask their ineptness, because they know, this board knows that they've been running this club badly, completely badly. That's why they hired a bloody expensive PR manager to come and write the bullocks that they to take the attention away from the club's bad running of the club. You know what I'm saying? This is why they hired a PR guy to mask all the problems that the club have, because now fans are divided. So they know who divides fans. Oh, it's Paul Pogba. Let's put Paul Pogba's news out there. And so everyone forgets that the club is actually a shambles. And they're like, oh no, Paul Pogba is bad, is bad. They forget that there's Solskjaer there. There's a coaching team that is not supposed to even be there remotely. And there's a board that is up there that should not even be here still. You get what I'm saying? So problems are huge at this club. They're bigger. I agree that they're bigger than Solskjaer, but the first step that is realistically that can be took is getting rid of the manager first. Once you get rid of the manager, the shield for the Glazers is gone. Now, if the shield of the Glazers are gone, it's now easy. They're gonna be left exposed. So the next manager that comes in leaves the ownership exposed, leaves the board exposed. This is why they're hanging on to this guy. Because I'm telling you now, a season can be saved. If we got in a manager now, this season we can still walk away with an FA Cup and a top 4 finish. We can still walk away with a Champions League or top 4 finish, because we've got the players. We're only a CDM away, guys, from saying, oh no, now it's a guarantee that we should be winning. No, we're getting a proper manager now with the team that we have. We're definitely achieving something this season. I can bet on you. I can bet on that every single day. But we won't do that. And this is why you gotta force the hands of those in power. And these are these Nazis, these owners who know fuck all about football and want to run this team to the ground. And they're rotten to the core. They're only here for profits. They're only here. They only care about how much they get in dividends. They're not football people. Why aren't football people in football? This is the problem with the world today. So many people are in wrong positions. This is why our country in itself is in shambles, because too many people are placed in wrong departments, in wrong they have different qualifications to what they're doing. And yet we expect somehow to miraculously, get things done. There's no logic behind that. There is absolutely no logic behind that. So it's simple as that. If this ownership is serious, if this ownership wants to avoid another protest, because I'm telling you, it's looming, whether these top reds are in it or not in it, it's another protest is looming. Fans are fed up now. They're fed up. They're up to here. If you look at social media, everyone is fed up. They're tired now. This fan base is gonna become even more toxic as the year goes. These Glazers need to leave. That's all I need to say. Glazers need to leave. Solskjaer needs to get the fuck out of here. Simple as that. sorry for the swearing, but he needs to leave, man. He needs to go. This board needs to go as well. Because once we get rid of the manager, I don't think it needs to stop there. This board needs to also leave. Because the next manager, guaranteed, will expose them for the frauds that they are, for the incompetence that they show. So, match reaction, Man City 2, Manchester United 0. Same old, same old. And yeah, I'm hoping it's the international break now. I'm hoping this guy gets sacked. I don't care about this club anymore at this point. Whatever happens, if they don't sack this guy for the rest of the season, I'm taking a break, man. I'll watch the highlights. I'm no longer going to sit there and watch this game. I'm not watching fraudulent happen in front of me. I can't stand it. So, yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of the day. Soweto Derby still playing. Apparently, it's still 0-0. So I'm just going to watch that and then call it a day. Y'all enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Peace out.
Girl, have you ever lost your mind? Have you ever lost your mind? Have you ever lost your mind? Have you ever lost your mind?
Mr. fucking leave.